Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, comic book fan, San Diego Comic-Con fan. Let's check out all the cool stuff I got this year at Comic-Con International 2023. Well, first of all, I got the event guide, just like everyone else, and the quick start guide. So for you first-time Comic-Con visitors, you're gonna get these books that give you the layout of the land, all of the events to do, reminders that there's stuff happening outside of the actual convention center. It's not just about the convention center, which is very crowded, but there's also stuff all over the place, all over San Diego. Basically, in every direction, it's Comic-Con stuff, plus panels and programs. Now, what's sad is they no longer have a souvenir book. For 49 years or so, they had a souvenir book full of art and stories and history of comics and the like. And 2022 was the first year that they didn't have one. They had a digital version, which is like, who cares? And I guess they continued that sad tradition in 2023. The souvenir bag doesn't actually fit on camera, sorry, but it's a Simpsons souvenir bag. The guy was about to give me a Family Guy bag, and I said, take that trash out of here, and he gave me a Simpsons bag, so thanks. So I got the 4-day badges. I was not able to get preview night, unfortunately, but 4 days is plenty. I also got this super exclusive Masquerade photo pass. No one can get this one. So who cares about if you got preview night? Did you get the super rare photo pass? I think not. I also got one of these amazing Comic-Con pins. Let's get a good close-up of it. Featuring some classic Rick Geary artwork with the toucan and the 2023 sunny San Diego skyline and palm trees up in the sky. Cool. I also got this pin, Comics at SDSU, so local San Diego State University Center for Comic Studies pin. Amazing. Hope you check it out one day and tell them VM Campo sent you. I got a lanyard, One Punch Man. So if you don't want the usual lanyard that everyone gets, the Amazon Prime one, I got a different one there. Actually, I didn't have that one. I had this one, repping UCSD. And I also got an Attack on Titan mystery one. I haven't opened this one yet. Tell me in the comments. Should I open this one and do a video and give it away? Tell me in the comments. Alright, so I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I didn't know this was Yu-Gi-Oh! Until I got it, but I saw everyone having these amazing, cute bunny ears all over the convention center, and I thought, I want one of those, I want to be a bunny. And then I saw it's Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm more of a Magic player, but putting this on my head makes me feel so fluffy, so I got one of these. I picked up these serial killer, well, not serial killer, but these killer candies, which are the Chucky, Michael Myers, and Jason Voorhees candies. Each one is little knives ready to kill your victims with. They're just very hard to open up. And so, yeah, we got some butcher knives, meat cleavers, and the like. So, hilarious. What do they taste like? Not that great. Now these are the Dragon's Lair Trading Cards Preview Pack from Cardsmith, Series 1. So this was kind of expensive, but these are the brand new collector cards from the classic series Dragon's Lair, which was a video game by Don Bluth, also comics and the like. And now they're back in card form. I want to get a Princess Daphne or maybe Dirk the Daring. This is a limited series. They're full of serialized ones. We've got vintage flashback cards, holofoil, all that good stuff. I'm going to make another video of this later where I open this up and show you some amazing cards and maybe give them away. So don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be alerted to that. I brought the receipts. So I ate at Comic-Con. No, not inside the convention center. That's a scam. Don't eat there. The food is trash and expensive. You want to go around to the various restaurants and cafes in San Diego, the Gaslamp Quarter there. There's way better food. I'm showing some photos here of the amazing food that I had there. It was amazing. I'm salivating right now. Definitely check them out. I went over to Casa Octavio and Tiger Cafe. I had a lot of good food there. I totally recommend it. Tell them VM Campo sent you. I took some photos, of course, so I took a couple of digital cameras. I got my Canon Rebel T2. This is with a 24mm lens, f2.8. So I was taking photos with this one mostly. I'll show some up on the screen here. There's a nice wide angle type of lens. And I also took this vintage digital camera. This is from 2006, Panasonic Lumix TZ1 with a 10x zoom. Yeah, I'm getting back into vintage digital cameras. Yeah, I'm a hipster. And so I was taking photos like it was 2006. I'm going to do a fuller video about those photos a little bit later. Also, I took photos on film. Yes, actual real film. I took a point-and-shoot camera. This is the Canon PowerShot 90U2, one of the final generations of Canon point-and-shoot cameras from 2006. This worked perfectly. It's got a wide angle here, or you can do the super zoom to get in really close to all of the amazing cosplay. I'll have a video on the photos I took later on because it takes longer to develop the film than digital photos. And I didn't get a chance to take photos with this vintage camera. This is from 1957, 58, around there. This is the Agfa Silet LK, a camera I got recently that I've really enjoyed the results. I didn't get a chance to shoot it at Comic-Con, kind of kicking myself for it, but there's only so much you can do there. And I did have this amazing Inuyasha strap, but next time it's going to be non-stop photography at Comic-Con. Something new that I also did was I took video, but not just with any video camera. No, with this 1950s Keystone Capri K27 8mm camera. This shoots double 8 or regular 8mm film. I took a black and white ISO 100 from the Film Photography Project. Shout out to FPP. They rule keeping film alive. And so this is like metal and glass and heavy and vintage and amazing. Plus it's also so advanced because it's got 3 lenses. You got the regular lens, you got the wide angle lens, and the telephoto lens. Plus this is vintage. You have to wind it up right here, press the button here, and then it actually records the video at a glorious 30 frames per second. So I'll have a video on this later, because this is also going to take a while to process. And lastly, it's about the comics. So here's the comics that I got at San Diego Comic-Con. So there was the Free Comic Book Day Usagi Yojimbo, a fun story where Usagi meets Chibi Usagi. So we've got art by Stan Sakai, creator of Usagi Yojimbo, and then we've also got art by Julie Sakai, which is the cute Chibi version. And now we know that Chibi Usagi beats regular Usagi. Now he's got a wooden sword, so he'll be okay. I got that. I also got the final issue of Gold Digger, Fred Perry's Gold Digger, debuting in the 90s. 300 issues, one creator, 300 issues. That's impressive. Now I know Spawn reached 300 issues, and that was monumental, but we all know that Todd McFarlane, that's his creation, but it wasn't his hand and writing only in all of those 300 issues. This has been Fred Perry all by himself, 300 issues for more than 300 months. Very impressive. So it's the gold foil, only available at the Comic-Con. You know I'm a sucker for foil covers, so I had to get one of those. Unfortunately, Fred wasn't at the convention, so I couldn't get it signed. Maybe next time. I got this Marvel team-up featuring Spider-Man and Tigra. While Kraven looks on, Tigra ravages Spider-Man. This cover is just so over the top. I love it. I'm going to do a longer video on this later. Because you've got to love it when Kraven can sneak up on Spider-Man like that. And then when he's tied up and we've got Tigra at Kraven's command, you got to love that too. This is like awakening so many fetishes in a young comics fan, I think. Plus this has got the order form for the brand new Pizzazz comic coming from Marvel, was it? So that's kind of an interesting throwback of times. This is so 70s. Yep, so we'll do a longer video on this later. All right, we got Epic Illustrated. This is Marvel's version of the black and white magazines, the fantasy magazines of the time. You know, heavy metal and such. So it's Marvel's competitor to heavy metal. Basically, it's the second issue. Richard Corbin art, copyright 1980. We'll do a longer video on this one because these are amazing. These are glossy paper, but we've got black and white art in a variety of stories, mature stories featuring swords and sorcery. Some things are color. Sci-fi stuff, European-styled things, a variety of eye-catching art. This is Jim Starlin art. If you know, of course, the Infinity Gauntlet and the like, you know Jim Starlin. You also know his Breed comics from the 90s. And here you have some... Now, look at that. Again, I'm going to do a better, longer video on this because we started in black and white tones. Then we get sepia color, sepia tones over here. And then we go to full color. Amazing. So we'll do a video on that later. Don't forget to ring the bell to get alerted to that. I may or may not do a video on this one. Probably I will. But here's another big magazine-sized Swords and Sorcery comic. This is a vaguely underground comic. This is from the mid-70s. It costed a whole $1. And obviously you can tell what it's all about right on the cover. We'll browse it a little bit. But yeah, black and white art, Swords and Sorcery, Lord of the Rings style, Red Sonja style, Conan and all that stuff. So we'll check this one out also later. Might have to blur some pages. What I won't need to blur is this Hot Rod Cartoons. This is the January 1974 issue. The side is completely wrecked. So just have to be a little careful with it. And so this is fun because this was a series of magazines, or there were a series of magazines that were focused on cartoons, but they were also car-focused cartoons. We had a variety of artists and styles and topics, but they were all car-related. They just focused so much on the car culture of the time and everyone in their CB radio. So this will be a fun read-through on a later issue, because you want to see the art of Dwayne Bibby, don't you? Of course you do. And lastly, we've got Howard the Duck. Stanley Presents a Marvel Magazine, $1.25, newsstand edition, special Christmas issue. Here we have Jack Davis of Mad Magazine fame doing the cover with Howard and Santa Claus. Interiors are in black and white. Creative team is Bill Mantlo, Gene Colan, and Dave Simmons, plus a backup with Mantlo, Jerry Bingham, and Joe Rubinstein. Beautiful black and white art of the time. Newsprint, pen and ink wash throughout, just expertly rendered black and white, offbeat Howard the Duck Christmas story. I haven't fully browsed this one to see if there's any nudity in this one. I know in the other black and white Howard the Duck magazine there was once in a while. So no spoilers, we'll get to this in a future video. And lastly, again, how about some of these? If you know what these are, you know. These are the infamous Chick Tracts, these mini comics that are supposed to save your soul, coming from JTC, John Tricky Chick, whatever his name is. And so these are supposed to be little stories that get you thinking about the Bible and Jesus. And they're modern, so scan that QR code there to have your soul saved. And basically, these are all twist endings that you see 10 miles away. But basically, here's a thief that, has to be saved by reading the Bible. There's going to be Bible quotes throughout the whole thing, usually pretty bad art. Incongruous bits of art where we've got some very cartooniness and then realism. And then, of course, these Bible quotes that will really touch your soul. Now, here's one about the Titanic. So basically, the tragedy of the Titanic can be used to make you go to church. Now, this one's funny because it's a much more realistic style than the last one that I showed there, but it's still the exact same thing where it's a twist ending at the end because God is cursing you to eternal hellfire. Depart me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Yep, good old Matthew 25:41. And lastly, Scream. What was this one? Oh, yeah, this was the origin of Ghostface Killer. No, just kidding. It's another one of these that you better read the Bible or you will be darned to heck forever. And so that was my swag for San Diego Comic-Con 2023. And it was an amazing time as always. I'm so sorry it's over. I can't wait to be back. You just got to wait 364 more days and Comic-Con 2024 will return. Will I see you there? I hope so. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so when I broadcast live, you can be there. Vicariously, the second best way to enjoy an event. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, battle the Minotaur, do all that good stuff. If you really enjoyed my content, perhaps go to the Patreon, patreon.com/vmcampos, and consider pledging, helping out the channel for $3.33 a month. I would really appreciate it. If you can't quite pledge at the moment, no worries. Do all that social media stuff. You know what to do. It's the future. And anyway, this has been VM Campos, and I'll see you in the next video.